Ulterion managed to get the moose antler shavings from the moose riders, Antian and Stewart, although they betrayed him and tried to shove him in the dungeon, but that's a story for another day. Ulterion walked across the field reading the list.
The next thing is...
Ulterion sneered and stopped in his tracks.
Numerical Yak Hair? What is this guy making?
Ulterion shrugged.
Whatever, it's a job.
Ulterion looked around the field he was walking in. Ulterion wandered through the countryside of Lingland, home of the halflings. They were small people with big furry feet. Ulterion thought about going to the nearest town of Pint. Ulterion knew the halflings were friendly, but they were the ones that herded the numerical yaks, and he figured they would not appreciate him taking their fur. Luckily for Ulterion, there were a few wild numerical yaks. They were large, bovine creatures covered in thick, coarse fur, ranging from yellow to dark brown. They were known for their birthmarks that were always in the shape of numbers. Ulterion smiled upon seeing the herd.
Yes.
The numerical yak herd heard Ulterion and were spooked.
No.
The numerical yaks, to no one's surprise, did not heed Ulterion and ran off.
No!
Ulterion dropped onto his hindquarters. He realized it was going to be harder than he thought. After a while, Ulterion found another herd of numerical yaks. Ulterion smiled as he found his quarry.
Yeah.
Ulterion clapped his hands over his mouth. When he was sure he couldn't be heard, he had a quick, quiet celebration.
Yes.
Ulterion made his way slowly and silently towards the herd. His heart started beating faster. He got closer and closer and closer. The yaks did not seem to notice his presence.
That's it. Keep grazing. Don't mind me.
Ulterion came up to the hindquarters of a yak, slowly reaching towards it.
And...
Ulterion's hand shot forward and grabbed a tuft of the hair.
got you.
Ulterion realized his mistake too late as one of the yak's hooves came back and hit him, knocking him out of consciousness. Ulterion woke up from the darkness to find a little halfling's face, Father Seamus, staring down at him.
Good morning, Boyle. What the?
Ulterion jumped out of the bed, not taking into account how small the halfling's house was. He slammed his head against the ceiling. Ulterion went back into unconsciousness. Ulterion was in darkness.
Boyle. Hey, Boyle.
Ulterion woke to see Farmer Seamus standing over him again.
Where
Ulterion tried to sit up, but found he couldn't move his head. He looked up to find a rope tied around his head to the bed. Ulterion gave the farmer a confused and scared look.
I had to tie you down so you didn't get another bump on your noggin.
Ulterion shrugs.
Fair enough.
Ulterion and the farmer stared at each other.
So, are you going to untie me?
The farmer glared at Ulterion.
That depends. Are you going to harass me yaks again? Those are your yaks? But they were out in the open field. Aye, they be very self-sufficient. Oh. Well, here's a weird question, but... You need more numerical yak hair.
Ulterion's jaw dropped.
How did you...
The farmer shrugged.
I get a lot of spell-casting types around here. They say it's useful. They give me coins, so I agree.
Ulterion hesitated to ask.
How much do you want? After you've been knocked out by my yak for 5 days, I'll just give it out to you for some pity. 5 days?
The farmer shrugged.
Aye. Plus 2 more after you hit the ceiling.
The farmer burst into laughter. The farmer looked at Ulterion as he laughed. Ulterion was aghast with how much time he'd wasted. The farmer composed himself.
Anyway, let's get you some yak hair.
The farmer brought Ulterion to a field where there are some yaks. Ulterion smiled.
Yes, thank you.
Ulterion saw a baby numerical yak by itself.
I'll just grab that one.
The farmer watched Ulterion run towards the young numerical yak calf.
Wait, don't!
Ulterion did not hear the halfling's warning and grabbed at the yak calf. He was surprised to find that his hand went through the calf as if it wasn't there. He looked at his hand in shock.
What the?
Yeah, they could make illusionary copies of themselves.
Great.
Also, the mothers tend to be a bit very protective.
Ulterion turned to see the calf's mother barreling towards him. The numerical yak mother slammed her head into an Ulterion, sending him flying into a fence post. The farmer winced as Ulterion hit the ground.
Ooh, you poor daft bastard.
Ulterion woke up to the farmer's face again.
Top of the morning to you.
Ulterion rolled his eyes.
3 days.
The farmer smiled.
I'll just grab the hair for ye.
Ulterion nodded with shame on his face.
Yes, that would be best.